All right, hello everybody. This is a quick tutorial in how to use Google Slides, which is a program within the Google Drive application. Your home screen on Drive may look a little different than mine. That's fine. The process is the same. If I click in the upper left corner on the plus button, and then I select Google Slides, the little yellow icon, that'll take me to what is essentially a blank canvas. And as you're probably aware with any program, any software, the more you play around with the software and the more you experiment, the more you learn. So I would definitely recommend that you get into Google Slides and just click around and see what's going on. There's nothing you can break. It's a cloud-based program. You can always click the undo button to remove the last number of moves that you've made, and it's pretty intuitive. If you've used any of the Windows PowerPoint software, you're probably going to find that this one's very easy to use as well. And if you've not used any of those other software programs, Google Slides is still fairly simple to pick up on, okay? So here I am looking at my blank title slide. Over here on the right-hand side of the page under Themes, I can select a theme. And I'm going to get rid of my fat head in the bottom right corner so you can see these options a little more readily. I could go with no theme at all, or I can slide down and pick, let's say that I really like this beach day theme. Wouldn't we all rather be at the beach, huh? So here I am. Each slide is just a series of boxes. When I click in the box and get the blinking cursor, I can change that slide to say something else. I'm doing here in front of you. Some other options I have, I can highlight the words in the box. I can go right above to where it says font, and I can change my font and change the size of my font. And again, you may just have to tweak and play around with some of these elements a little bit until you get something that you're happy with. If you find that you're constantly changing every element of a particular theme, then I would go back over and select a different theme. This one's probably pretty familiar to you because I use this theme often for classroom presentations. So it wouldn't surprise me if you recognized this particular theme. So once I have the theme settled on, I go up to the button that says slide and I click new slide, or keyboard shortcut is Control+M. And I'm adding a new slide to my slide tray on the left-hand side of the screen. Please don't be skimpy with your slides. I've given you a minimum number of slides that I expect for this project, and that number again is a minimum, so you can add just as many slides as you want to convey your information in a way that is visually appealing and pleasing. So you just continue to add new slides. You can add them and take them away at any time. So just for this particular demonstration, I've added 6 slides. When I click on each slide, the default layout is a place for a title and a place for text, but I can very easily manipulate those elements and make them suit my needs. So I have now a large blank space on the right-hand side of my slide, which would be a great place for an image. And I would strongly urge you to make your slides a mixture of the visual along with written material. So when I go up to insert, image is my first choice. I could upload a image to my slideshow that I already have saved on my computer. I could search the web. I could upload something that I already have saved in Drive, something from my photo collection, something from a particular website, or something from my camera. In this case, I think searching the web is probably the way to go. If my paper were about vaccinating children, notice that a lot of images pop up here for that. So I can scroll down and look at a whole variety of pictures. And let's say that I really like this particular image. I've selected it, and in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, I hit the button Insert. It's creating the image, and it's scaling it and dropping it right into the open spot that I have on the slide. Then I can add the text to go along with that. If I click on these three little dots next to the highlight color icon, that gives me some options. I could have a numbered list in my text box. I could have some bulleted items in my text box. And if I don't like the bullets that are default, if I click this arrow next to that, you can see we have some different options here. And again, I would suggest that you just experiment a little bit until you find something that you like. Okay. Once I decide that I like this particular set of bullets, I could put information here. Every time I hit the return key or the enter key, I get a new bullet, and so on and so forth. Okay. Then when I'm happy with that slide, I can go on to slide number 3. Maybe because I noticed in slide number 2 that my image is on the right and my text is on the left, I'm going to reverse that on this particular slide just to keep things interesting for the audience. So now my text will be on the right. I can go back over to my insert button, search the web once again. My previous search for vaccinating children is still here. So if there's an image that I wanted from that search, I can add it. Or I could do a different search. Sorry if you're a little needle phobic here. I probably made a bad choice for a hypothetical project. But there's an image now on the left-hand side, and then again the same idea, adding the text on the right. Let's say when I finish this slide, I realize, oh geez, that would have been better as my second slide instead of my third. If I go to my slide tray on the left-hand side and I just click on the little image, the thumbnail of the slide, I can move it into a different position. So don't feel like your slides have to go in any particular order while you're creating them. Just like with a paper, you can create your slides in an order that's different from what the audience will see when you're done. So in a lot of ways, you are revising and sculpting this particular presentation just like you would an essay. So feel free to do that as well. And that's really just the basics of how everything works. We've talked a little bit already about changing your font and changing your size. You've got some options here to bold some of the wording, to italicize it, to underline it, changing the color of the text, highlighting particular text. So again, those are all elements that you can mess around with a little bit. If you need some help, there is a very applicable help button, and you can search for Google answers to some of your questions about slides. But really, as I said at the outset, the best thing you can do is just to get in here and to mess around with it a little bit. Just like with Google Docs, remember you can be working on this document on multiple devices at any one time. So you could be working on it on your phone. You could transition over to a laptop or a desktop, to a tablet, and your changes will all be auto-saved. Then when you're done, you can just download the presentation and share it with me in Blackboard. So here's where I would download the presentation, either as a PowerPoint or a PDF document, or you could just click the share button and share it with me right here. And if you take that option, that's great. You'll just have to let me know that you've shared it with me in Google Drive so that I don't go looking for it in Blackboard. So just make sure you're communicating with me. And as always, if you have questions, you know where to find me. And we'll do a little session on this the next time we're together in our Blackboard Collaborate Ultra class. Have a great day.